trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey. There's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us whole and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey. There's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. And we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Trusting in you. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you.
Is that better? All right. Good morning, VBS. Now it's working. How about that? It's Vacation Bible School time, virtual Bible school time, whatever we call it, it's VBS. And you all are here, and we're having fun. And it's just started. So I want to tell you what's going to be happening today. We have this thing called Bible Points. It's this idea that kind of helps us, that we'll say throughout the day, that will help us to learn our lesson for today. And so when we do that, when we say the Bible point, you all are to holler out some kind of a response. So I need to teach you that response. And so whenever we say the Bible point, you are going to do this. You are going to yell, "Trust Jesus." All right, so you try it. Trust Jesus. Excellent. Very good. Now, when you say trust Jesus, you know, a train has a horn. All right? And you're going to pull your arm down like you're pulling the horn. And so when you say trust Jesus, you're going to say trust Jesus. And then you're going to go choo choo. So you're going to pump your arm 4 times. because you're going to say, trust Jesus, choo choo. All right? So let's practice it. I'm going to say it, and then you repeat after me. You ready? So we say the Bible point, and you say, trust Jesus, choo choo. Let me hear you. I think you can do better than that, all right? I want to hear you all the way here at First Baptist. You ready? So I'm going to do it, and then you repeat after me. Trust Jesus. Choo-choo. All right. Good job. Good job. So let me tell you our Bible point for today. Our Bible point today is Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Choo-choo. Very good. And that's what we're going to be learning about. We're going to be learning about how Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Oh, trust Jesus. Choo-choo! Very good, very good. Excellent. So be listening. And every time someone says that throughout the day, you got to holler and do your trust Jesus choo-choo, all right? So we got something else. We always have a Bible buddy for the day. And our Bible buddy is normally an animal, some kind of fun, cool animal that has to do with the area or the environment that we're in, that we're talking about. So today, our Bible buddy is going to come and talk to you all about how Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Choo-choo. So let's meet Ramsey. I'm not sure what kind of animal Ramsey is, but you may be able to guess it just by his name. So let's meet Ramsey and let's learn from him.
Hey there, friends! Glad you're all on board for a rambunctious week of faith and fun at Rocky Railway. I'm Ramsey, a bighorn sheep. Can you guess why? Okay, that was too easy. Check out these cool, curvy horns God gave me. Ram's horns can weigh up to 30 pounds. That's as much as some of our littlest preschool buddies. Wow! My horns have to be tough, because we male sheep use them to keep other rams out of our territory. People who study rams say we can run into each other at 20 to 40 miles per hour. Bam! You can hear that sound for miles. Me and my herd hang out all over the majestic, massive Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains rock! If you head up to find me, strap on your hiking boots. Sometimes my herd grazes in an alpine meadow. 'Cause that's where the good stuff is. Wow, good! But the meadow makes us an easy target for predators, so we also like to climb way up those crazy cliffs. We sheep like it steep. Me and my family can hang out on a little teeny tiny ledge that's only a few inches wide. Animals like bears or coyotes can't bother us here. Whew! And check out the view! God made us just right for staying safe in those hard, rocky places. My hooves are split and have a rough skin on the bottom that grips tight to the rugged rocks. Plus, I've got excellent eyesight. No glasses for me. It may sound like climbing these cliffs and balancing on jagged ledges is hard to do, but God has given me everything I need to live here. Fine food and my family safe. I've heard that you sometimes have to do hard things too. When there's a bully at school, maybe you feel like you're in a rough, rocky place. You may not be balanced on a cliff ledge like me, but maybe you have to balance homework, chores, sports, music, and friendships. That sounds hard. Maybe coming here today and making new friends even feels like a hard thing for you. But did you know you don't face those hard things alone? No way! Jesus is right beside you. Yep, even right now. He gives you His power to climb through those mountains of worry and get through any rough stuff you gotta do. The Bible powers you up with this truth. For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. That means you don't have to have your own power to do hard things. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I think I know most of you out there watching, but if not, I'm Thomas. I'm the pastor here at First Baptist, and I'm excited to get to spend a couple minutes with you every morning talking to you about something that I think is really important and something you can help with and make this church and the people around us better. I want to tell you a quick story. Yesterday after church, when I was done preaching in here and I was going out to my car, I met somebody in the parking lot. Somebody I had never seen before, somebody I didn't know, and somebody that was coming to the church asking for some help. I could tell that his clothes were dirty, and I could hear him tell me, he said, I'm hungry, can I get something to eat? And he said, you know, what I really need is I need a pair of socks. So you see these are just plain white socks, something like you guys have. And maybe if you've gotten dressed this morning and ready to go, you've already gone to your drawers and you've pulled it out and you had a whole bunch of socks like this that you could choose from to put on. Well, the man that came to me yesterday said after church, he said, I only have one pair and they're dirty and they've got a hole in them. Can I get some socks if you have some? Did you know here at the church we have a clothes closet downstairs that we're able to help folks get the clothes they need? So I was able to tell him to wait right there. I was able to go inside and I got him a bottle of water and a little bag of food. I was able to get him a t-shirt and a couple pairs of socks. One of the things I love most about this church is how they love helping people. Helping people in the neighborhood around us, the people with homes that are needing help, and the people around us that don't have homes, but know when they come here to God's house, they have a friend and somebody that will care and help. What I loved is watching yesterday is that man that came knew in his own way, Jesus helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Choo-choo. And he did. He knew that it would be really hard for him to ask for help, but he knew that he could ask Jesus for the help, and he knew that people that love Jesus would probably be the ones to help him. And that's where you get to come in. I need your help this week. Typically when we do offering at church, I have this basket up front and I call you up by your groups. I don't know, this year you could have been the little engines or the little cabooses or whoever you were that could come up. But this year we're not in different groups. This year we're all together as one in our home watching virtual Bible school. But you can still help with the offering. Through our website, with your mom and dad's help, there's going to be information on the screen. There's information in the packet that we've sent you. And each night on the email, you're going to get a little link on how you can help make a donation to the church. We're going to call it VBS Offering. And you know what we're going to do with that money? We're going to help the people around us. The people that understand that Jesus has the power to help them do hard things. Just Jesus. Choo, choo. And when we're going to be able to take that money and we're going to be able to help the people around us that need it most. And every day, I'm going to come to you during this vacation Bible school time, and I'm going to tell you one way that this church helps people around us pull through the difficult times in their lives and how we can be like Jesus for them. Thank you guys for watching. We cannot wait to see you again soon. I will see you tomorrow with more information. Michael?
All right, boys and girls, I hope you all can give. I hope you'll find ways to give and be listening for these great stories because there's people that need help and we can help. And you know what? Jesus' power helps us to do hard things. Trust Jesus. Choo, choo. And of course, what is VBS without singing and songs? Because I think that's what holds VBS together. So our friendly music man for VBS is going to come up and is going to tell us about our song for the day. And his name is none other than Mr. Jeffrey Parker.
Hey, everybody. I've been so excited to see you all. I wish you were here to dance with us. I want you to hear something. This is a train whistle. That's not much of a train whistle, is it? Let's get rid of that. This is a train whistle. How about that? Did you know that a steam locomotive, like is pulling our train in the picture, can have up to 7,000, yes, I said 7,000 horsepower. That's like hooking 7,000 horses up together and pulling something. That's a strong engine. To put that in perspective, since we're here in Tennessee, that's like hooking up 20 big four-wheel drive pickups and seeing how much they can pull. That's how much a steam locomotive can pull. That is powerful. And our song today is called Power in the Blood, and it's to remind us that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus, choo, choo. And we're reminded in the song that the power from Jesus helps us serve other people and do things. It gives us the power and the strength to do things, and the motions talk about muscles and all those things. But I want you to know that it's not just strength that comes from Jesus that enables us to do hard things. It helps us think through problems. It helps us to feel secure. It helps us to make good decisions. All those things are part of Jesus' power, helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Choo, choo. So we're getting ready to sing our theme song today. And if you'll recall, if you've been with us in the past, we've had a little trouble with sound people. They kind of doze off on us. Well, this year we're in the sanctuary and they're even farther away. And who knows what they're doing back there. But we have two very special ladies in the sound booth with us this year, Miss Emma and Miss Anne Marie. But I think they've dozed off. So before we start our theme song each day, you're going to have to help me wake them up. So this year, to wake them up, we're going to go, "Hey, ladies!" Can you do that with me? Let's all try that together and see if they can wake up and start our song back there. Here we go. "Hey, ladies!"
Would you do service for Jesus, your King? There's power in the blood.
Good morning and welcome to today's Bible adventure. We're here at the beautiful Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum where we're going to learn all week about people who were bold enough to go on an adventure. My name is John and I'm going to be your host all week for Bible Adventure. Now, I don't know all of your names and we're not close enough for me to hear you if you whisper, so on the count of 3, I want you to shout your name so I'll know who you are. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wow, it's nice to meet you. I'm so glad to meet you here. And we're here at the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum. So not only will we learn every day about somebody who was bold enough to go on an adventure, we're gonna meet a Bible buddy every day. And today's Bible buddy is Ramsey. Hey, normally when we're at Vacation Bible School, I ask you to stand elbow to elbow with your group and answer a question. But how do you stand elbow to elbow when you're home by yourself or just with your brother or sister? How do I stand elbow to elbow out here in the middle of the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum, here in front of giant engine 5288? Well, I'm gonna give you a couple of options. You might do elbow to elbow like this. Just do elbow to elbow by yourself. And so you just think about the question that I ask, or maybe you even say it out loud, or draw a picture, or write it down in your journal about what your answer might be. So that's one way to do elbow to elbow. It's just do it with yourself. You might do elbow to elbow with your parent, right? They're taller than you, probably. And then you're gonna be elbow to elbow with them and you're gonna talk to their parent or they'll talk to you about the answer to the question. So maybe you do elbow to elbow this way. Or maybe you do elbow to elbow this way because you have a younger brother or a younger sister and you're gonna be in Vacation Bible School together. So you're gonna do elbow to elbow this way. Or maybe you've got friends or cousins or brothers or sisters or people from your neighborhood that you've invited over to watch VBS with you, all within social distancing, of course, and you're gonna hold up your elbows or maybe even your arms all the way out so you'll be 6 feet apart while you're talking to each other about our elbow to elbow question. So you got a couple of ways that you can still do elbow to elbow at home. So here's 2 questions, one at a time, that can get you started on your elbow to elbow. So question number 1, what is something that is really easy for you to do? Like one of the things that I think is easy for me to do is I think it's pretty easy to do my homework. When I get home from work at teaching, I bring home some stuff. I don't have a big problem with doing homework. So what's something that you find easy to do? All right, I'm gonna give you a couple seconds. Go. Good, that's it, time's up. So that was our first elbow to elbow question. Our second elbow to elbow question is this. What is something that is kind of hard for you to do? I'll tell you something that's hard for me to do is I really find it hard to unload the dishwasher. Partly because I just don't like to do it, but also because I don't always know where things go when I'm putting things away. So unloading the dishwasher can be kind of tricky for me. So think about you. What's something that's hard for you to do? All right, I'm just gonna give you a couple seconds to elbow, go. Okay, that's it. So when we're talking elbow to elbow all week long, remember, you can be elbow to elbow with yourself, elbow to elbow with an adult, elbow to elbow with somebody younger, or elbow to elbow with some friends that are nearby. So today we're gonna learn about somebody who had to do something really hard. I mean, really hard. Harder than unloading the dishwasher, harder than math. And we're gonna find out about who that person is now. So, I want to tell you about a man in the Bible. His name was Ananias. It's kind of a hard name to say. Try saying it. Ananias. Ananias. You got it. So Ananias lived in a city called Damascus. And there was another man, his name was Saul. He was on his way to Damascus. And what he wanted to do was throw people who believed in Jesus in jail. And Ananias believed in Jesus, so he was kind of worried about Saul coming to Damascus to throw him and all of his friends in jail just because they believed in Jesus. But on the road to Damascus, Saul had this really weird experience where he went blind and he couldn't see anymore. So God appeared to Ananias and said, Ananias, I want you to go and pray for Saul. Now that is a really hard thing to do because Ananias was afraid of Saul, afraid of what might happen. And when I was reading this story, it made me think about what are some times that I've been afraid, something that God wanted me to do, but I was too afraid to do it. Can you think of anything like that? Like, I don't know, and maybe you don't want to even do it elbow to elbow. You just want to think about it in your head. A time that you knew the right thing to do, but you were too afraid to do it. Wow. Well, that's what God was asking Ananias to do. But fortunately, Ananias knew that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Choo choo. So Ananias got up and he overcame his fear and he went to pray for Saul. And when he got there, he found Saul and he prayed for him, and Saul was able to see again just because of Ananias and his prayer for him. So that helps us remember that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Choo choo. So after Ananias prayed for Saul, Saul went around and he believed in Jesus, and he went around telling other people about Jesus. He changed his name from Saul to Paul, and almost, I don't know, more than half, maybe even 2/3 of the New Testament part of our Bible are letters that Paul, who was once named Saul, who got prayed for by Ananias, wrote to other people. So the Bible we have today came from the pen of Paul because he believed in Jesus, in part because Ananias did a really hard thing and prayed for him. Because Jesus helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Choo choo. So Ananias had to do a really hard thing by praying for Saul. Sometimes we have to do really hard things too. What's a hard thing that maybe you have to do? Maybe you're going to a new school when school starts again. Maybe you're having to learn how to do school at home like you've never done it before. Maybe there's a friend or a family member that you have to be nice to that you're not really good at being nice to, and it's hard for you. Think to yourself, what is God calling me to do that might be hard? So for me, sometimes it's hard for me to be nice to all of the students that I teach because sometimes they're not very nice to me. But God, I really believe, wants me to treat all of them with love and kindness. And sometimes that's kind of hard for me to do. So you can share with an elbow partner if you want, but you might just want to think in your heart, what is something hard that Jesus is asking me to do? And here's the good news. No matter what that hard thing is that Jesus is asking you to do, Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Choo choo. So we have a Bible verse to help us remember that Jesus' power can help us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Choo choo. And today's Bible verse comes from Philippians, which is one of those letters that Paul wrote to the people who lived in a city named Philippi. The Bible verse says, I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13. Can you say that Bible verse with me? I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13. Now, some of the words are going to disappear. Can you still say it with the words disappeared? Try it. Ready? Go. I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13. Uh-oh, some more words are going to disappear. Now let's try it one more time. Ready? Go. I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. Here's one last chance. Oh no, the last of the words are disappearing. Now, can you say it with me? Go. I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Choo choo. Hey, I hope you've had a great day on our first day in Bible adventure at our virtual Vacation Bible School, because we learned about somebody who was bold enough to go on an adventure in faith. Before we finish up our Bible adventure, let's say a prayer together. Dear God, I know that I'm standing in the middle of Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum praying for people that are going to watch this in 2 weeks or later. But the miracle of your love is that you hear me now and will bless people later. And I thank you for the boys and girls and moms and dads who have watched our video today. And I pray that they would have a great day and that they would be able to face the tough challenges that lay ahead for them. We pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen. Now, before we go, there's one special feature of Virtual Vacation Bible School. Hopefully, when you got your VVS craft stuff, you got a postcard. And in that postcard, or on that card, you're gonna have to write a word each day. And the only way to get your Bible buddies when Vacation Bible School is all done is if you've written down the word each day, and then you send that card back into church. And then Michael will send you your Bible buddies. So here's the word for today. It's on the screen. So make sure you can write that word down. And the word for today is Jesus. That's an easy one. See you tomorrow. And now I'm going to send you over to Roberta, who's going to get you going in Imagination Station. Choo choo!
This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. 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 Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. Okay, now let's bring it down. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. Oh, this train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train is
Thanks, John. Welcome to Imagination Station. You know that I love Imagination Station. I am missing, though, the good conversation we get to have and the things we get to do together, but this is what we're going to do. So you're going to watch this very cool video, and then we will wrap up again when we finish. You're going to make something. I'm not going to tell you what it's called, but it's going to remind you that Jesus' power helps us to do hard things.
Welcome to Imagination Station. I'm so glad you're here. I can't wait to see what incredible things we'll discover about Jesus' power this week. We're going to have so much fun together. But before we get started, I need to ask you something. Who brought their imagination today? I was worried you might forget your imagination since this is the first day of EBS. So I was talking to my friend Ramsey. I think you met my friend Ramsey earlier, right? Well, Ramsey is a bighorn sheep, and he told me that him and his friends love living in the Rocky Mountains. The mountains are so beautiful, and the scenery is so spectacular. But Ramsey said that sometimes it's kind of hard to live in the mountains, especially in the winter when it snows. That's when Ramsey's sure-footed feet come in handy. Ramsey's feet help him do hard things, like walk on slippery, snowy mountains. Even when it snows, Ramsey knows that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. There, that's better. I think your imaginations are up and running now. And that's a good thing, because each day at Imagination Station, you'll get to be part of fun activities and experiments that help us discover more about Jesus' power. And you'll get to play with an awesome, science-y, fun gizmo every day. We'll get to our first activity in a minute. But first, I have another question for you. How long do you think it takes a baby bighorn sheep to be able to walk and climb as well as its mother? Does it take 6 weeks or 1 day? Think about that and decide on your answer. Okay, I need a loud drum roll before I reveal the answer. Make a drum roll with me. And the answer is, a baby bighorn can walk and climb as well as its mother within just 1 day. Imagine that. Let's get back on track. Grab some paper and a marker to make your own train tracks. Draw a train track from one end of the paper to the other. You can draw mountains and trees, streams if you want, and curve it through the Rocky Mountains. You can even add fun stickers if you have some. I'll give you a moment. Have fun. Today, we're discovering that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. You know, sometimes we all have to do hard things, and we may not understand why. We may not be able to control what's happening. Our lives seem to be going in all different directions. Let's see what that's like. This is my off-rail roller. Go ahead and grab your off-rail roller pieces, and I'll lead you through how to put it together. To assemble your off-rail roller, first lay out all of the pieces. You should have 2 black circular pieces. One has a flat side. The other has a bump in the middle. You'll have 2 straws, a long straw and a short straw, a rubber band, and a paper clip from home. The first step is to thread the rubber band through the paper clip. This paper clip is going to act as a needle. It should look like this. Take the black piece with the bump on the outside and using the paper clip, thread the rubber band through the hole. You should have the rubber band coming out one side and a paper clip coming out the other. Grab your large straw and pull it through the rubber band. Using the paper clip, pull until the straw is flat against the outside and stays in place. Then take the other black piece, the flat circle. Use the paper clip to thread again through the hole. Push the two black pieces together until they snap in the middle. Then pull the paper clip and the rubber band apart. Be sure to keep one finger in the rubber band so you can thread the short straw. When you're finished, it should look just like this: a long straw on the side with a bump and a short straw on the flat side. Now pick up your off-rail roller, holding the short side in your hand, wind the long straw. Do it several times. The more you wind it, the longer it will go. And we're off the rails. Take a few minutes and experiment with your off-rail roller. You might want to try it on some different surfaces. You could even try to keep it on your paper track. After a few minutes, you'll hear the train whistle when it's time to come back. Have fun! Take your off-rail roller and put it inside a baggie. If you happen to have a Try This at Home sticker, it will help you remember today's Bible point, that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. All right, that's it for today. We'll see you back again next time at Imagination Station.
So, was that cool or what? I made an off-road roller, as you know I would, and I practiced it in my family room, and it did not go where I thought it was going to go. So, you have fun with this. I hope that there's more than one of these at your house, or who knows, you could share yours and let somebody try to see if they could put a different spin on it. So, that's it for Imagination Station on Monday. I'll see you tomorrow for some other exciting things to do.
You are amazing. You hold me up with your hand. You give me faith, and I will put my hope in you alone. In you alone. God of heaven and earth, you are amazing. You hold me up with your hand. You give me faith, and I will put my hope in you alone. In you alone.
I will put my hope in you, Lord. You alone are everything I need. My hope is in you alone. In you alone. I will put my hope in you, Lord. You alone are everything I need. My hope is in you alone. In you alone.
Heaven and earth, you are amazing. You hold me up with your hand. You give me faith, and
Everything I need.
my
Hope is in you alone.
in you alone. Heaven and earth, you are amazing. You hold me up with your hand. You give me faith, and
Everything I need.
my
Hope is in you alone.
in you alone. God of heaven and earth, you are amazing. You hold me up with your hand. You give me faith, and I will put my hope in you alone. In you alone. God of heaven and earth, you are amazing. You hold me up with your hand. You give me faith, and I will put my hope in you alone. In you alone.
Hey everybody, I'm Miss Melissa. I'm so excited to get to spend the week with you for virtual vacation Bible school, and I'll be helping you with Kid Vid Cinema this week. So normally for vacation Bible school, I would decorate my room to match the theme, and this year's a little different, so I don't get to do that. But instead, you get to see what my backyard looks like, and I get to see what your house looks like. Pretty nice. So if you'll remember, or if you don't know, I'll fill you in Kid Vid Cinema, we get to spend some time learning about real kids. So in Bible Adventures, you already spent some time with Mr. John learning about a story from the Bible that fits in with our Bible theme for the day. But in Kid Vid Cinema, we get to learn about a kid just like you who's going through something or dealing with something that goes along with our Bible theme. So I need you to make sure you pay attention during the video, because after the video I'll have some questions for you. So today's video is about a kid named Dominic, and Dominic has a very special hobby. Can you think what you think it might be? Well, I won't make you worry any longer. Let's watch the video and find out what Dominic's hobby is.
My name is Dominic, and I'm almost 11 years old.
Dominic lives with his mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa. He enjoys all kinds of hobbies, but one is his favorite.
I like to build things. I also like karate a lot. I love karate because I get to really express myself and I get to have fun, and I also get to build character and build physical strength.
Learning karate is hard work. Dominic practices up to 3 times a week. Plus, he practices at home with his dad.
The hardest thing about karate is definitely a lot of push-ups, leg lifts, sit-ups.
Dominic knows that he needs to trust Jesus when things get hard.
There was this board breaking thing, and I saw all the other kids break it with their palm. Right here. Boom. Just didn't work out for me.
Dominic failed to break the board with his hand, but he didn't give up. He continued to train, and he asked Jesus to help him.
And I said, I'm gonna break this board. It's an obstacle in my way, and let me push through it. And ha! I broke it.
Another part of karate is taking tests to earn new belts. Each belt color represents a new level. Earning a new belt is hard.
I was very discouraged on the first day because I was afraid I wasn't going to pass, and that's what brought me down. The second day, I was feeling very, very discouraged, very, very, very sad. And I thought, I don't think I'm going to pass this, and I didn't. I failed, and I failed, and I failed. Finally got to the last day that I could possibly test, and I said, this isn't going to be like those last times. I am going to pass it. I said, you know what, Jesus can help me get through this. I'm just going to pray to him today. I am going to pass the test tomorrow. And I did.
In the Bible, in the book of Philippians chapter 4, verse 13, it says, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength."
My 3-day test, it was really hard. And Jesus helped me through that. I was nervous for it. If you're going through hard things, I suggest that all you need to do is just trust in God and he'll help you. Pray to God and he can get you through anything. Jesus' power helps us do hard things.
Welcome back. So, as you learned in the video, Dominic has some pretty sweet karate skills. I don't know about you, but karate seems like a pretty good thing to learn how to do because you can learn how to defend yourself and you can also impress your friends. So I want you to think for a second about a hobby that you have. And I want you to say it out loud to whoever's in the room with you, or say it out loud to your couch. But say it out loud, a hobby that you have. Great. So now that we've talked about our hobbies, can you think about how long it took you to learn it? Because I know sometimes with hobbies it takes a while. So I want you to think of a time where maybe it took you a while to learn how to do something, like a video game, or learning to play basketball, or learning to play an instrument. Can you think about how long it took you to practice and all the work that went into it? Sometimes practicing is hard, and sometimes spending a lot of time practicing is very frustrating. But as you can see with Dominic's story, it was a good thing for him to practice a lot so that he could get good at karate and he could break that board. But let me tell you a secret. I'm going to tell you a secret about me, but don't tell anybody. I don't like doing things that I'm not good at all. So I've never tried karate because I don't think I'd be good at it. I don't know how to play the violin because I don't think I'd be good at it. I don't really play basketball very well because I don't like to practice and I'm not very good at it. So sometimes me not wanting to practice or wanting to push through and do hard things keeps me from learning how to do something really cool. And I hope that's not what happens to you. So we're going to make sure that today we talk about the Bible verse that goes along with today's lesson. And it's in Philippians 4:13. So I'm going to open up my Bible so we can look at it. Today's Bible verse from Philippians 4:13 says, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength." I'm going to read that again. It's one of my favorite verses. For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. So even the hard things, even the things you don't feel like you're good at, that Jesus gives you strength to do them. I feel like that's a really good reminder for us of the Bible verse, or the Bible point for today. And the Bible point for today, if you remember, every time we do the Bible point, you're supposed to do your motions, right? So we're going to practice it real quick. So today's Bible point is that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Choo-choo. Did you do it? We're going to try it again. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Choo-choo. So let's try to remember this verse and that Bible point every time you're faced with a hard situation. If you'll pray with me now, then we'll finish up and you'll be ready to go to your next thing. God, we believe in your promises and we know you give us power and you give us strength to do things that are hard. Thank you for loving us. Amen. Well, that's it for KidVid Cinema today. I'm going to send you over to Mr. Michael for snack time. See you tomorrow.
This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. 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 Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. Okay, now let's bring it down. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. Oh, this train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train. This train. This train.
Welcome, boys and girls, to Choo Choo Snacks. 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 Yes, here we are. We are in the great outdoors. I brought my kitchen out here in the great outdoors. You notice we're on a little bit of a cliff, so if a train comes by, we might need to be careful, because if a train comes by, our kitchen may shake, rattle, and roll, and maybe fall off the cliff, and we don't want that to happen. All right, so here we go. I'm your host, Michael. I'm gonna be your chef for the week, and I'm gonna help you make snacks for Choo Choo Snacks. So, let me explain to you how Choo Choo Snacks is gonna work this year. So, it's gonna be a little different. Choo Choo Snacks, we're going to only do 2 Choo Choo Snacks. Not gonna do 5, we're gonna do 2.